I think it's really hard to find online resource about this, so I discussed with my mom, and I think I can share some our perspective as Chinese citizens. So one thing you gotta know about China is it only has one party, the Communism Party, and this party is really good at using social resource or everyone's money. So in the past, the Chinese government has been really focusing on building megacities. So they're basically draining money from everywhere to build megacities. That's why megacities, and that's why you see so many big cities growing rapidly in the last like 5 to 3 decades in China. And more recently, in the recent like 10 or 20 years, China is spending the money onto eliminating poverty. So I would say this is a very Mills approach. China spent all its resources on building megacities and developed its GDP in the beginning, and after it has high GDP and high and a lot of money, now they're spending all of that onto eliminating poverty. And if you took the Rawlsian Nozick side, then it's really weird. In the first part, they were literally using the farmers' money, the poor, the rural district, the poor people's money to make the rich people richer in megacities. They cut down farmer subsidies and social securities so that they could focus their resources on building megacities. And not until recently did it start to like spend more of the money on trying to eliminate poverty by the year 2020. So I think the second part is a Rawlsian approach, but the first part is not Rawlsian. And in the whole history, China has never really respected personal property, so it's never a Nozick's idea. So what I'm trying to say is that this might be a good way to eliminate poverty. There's literally no slums in Beijing because they spend so much money on building this megacity that they tear down all the slums and then build skyscrapers. There are shanty towns at the very edges of Beijing, but they still have access to water, food, education, and security. It's like a lower class community that's like kind of bad, but it still has things that they need, right? But then the problem is, I don't think it applies for many of the nations because not all nations have such a strong government that controls all social resource. And so I think that's it.